couldn't meet Thursdays. So we moved the appointment to Friday. I had run into traffic and I did not get to my destination in Atlantic City Friday. So I pulled over off of the what is it called? Atlantic City Expressway. And I thought I could find a table and chair somewhere, and I did not. So I did this carry back in my car. I put my hotspot on, I jumped on the Zoom, and I said, "This is the first time I've ever done a carry back, and I'm in the middle of off a highway in my car." But they laughed and they said, "Let's go." So we went ahead. Their where their cash was going, they really didn't have a clue. 40-year-old couple, kids, multiple kids. 28% of their money is going to debt payments, which is almost the largest percentage of their income. And he was, every paycheck just going, I don't know where it goes, man. It comes in, goes
Oh,
out.
bunch of
Um,
nice cars, probably, right?
it wasn't really the cars. It was the lack of control on credit cards. You'll see in a second.
Hmm.
So they had 100,000 saved for retirement. 25,000, I gave them that in value of the cars to offset the 25,000 in debt. 475 is the estimated house value. So their assets are 600,000. Subtract their liabilities. If you notice, there's 100,000 there. That's junk debt mostly. 300,000 on the house. And so their net worth is 180,000. Their FIN number is sorry
How
about
old
that,
were they, Gordon?
40 years old roughly. So their FIN number is 3.6 million, okay? So 3.6 million, that's where we got to get them to. But remember, we're at 180. How do you increase your net worth? I asked them that, and I ask a lot of my clients, how do you increase this number? What do we want to decrease?
Expenses,
We
debts.
We want to
Yeah,
decrease this. We want
I
to
know.
decrease your liabilities and we want to increase your assets. That's pretty simple, right?
Yep.
And guess how much emergency fund money they have?
Not a lot.
Oh,
Zero.
zero. Wow.
Zero.
Wow.
So what I did for them is I just said, hey, look, let's put a plan in place. We've looked at this. Let me show you this. Areas of concern. They're drastically underprotected with life insurance. They have no emergency fund. 28% of the income goes to debt, and they have no will or living will. Is that areas of concern?
Absolutely.
That's
Yes.
something they need to take care of. Positive areas with debt stacking, we can have them totally debt free in 10 years. They are participating in work where there is matches. I'm trying to find things to tell them what they're doing is good. They have a positive net worth, they're not under, and I found $257 to play with. They didn't know how much to commit, what to work with. So implementing solutions, we implemented the first two out of my car. Applied for 650,000 on the husband, 350,000 on the wife. Set up an emergency fund, reduced his match at work so he could free up a little bit of money for more money in his emergency fund and a Roth IRA, which he did not have. So still getting the match, getting their legal protection, shop their auto insurance, and then explore the budget worksheet, which we haven't even really dug into. Um, I do give them, even though I give them recommendations, I do justify it with triplicate of choice and let them choose. So I gave them my recommendation and then I let them choose. So I'm recommending the middle, but worst case scenario, I'm recommending some coverage. That's $135. I'm also aware they don't spend any money now really on life insurance. So I don't want to overwhelm them. And
Yeah.
but I want them to pick. So they ended up picking this one, 650, what I recommended. Very coachable. We really should have had this one, but I was like, let's get you something. And the husband was like, I'm fine with that. Um, so that was two applications, finished it up once I got to Atlantic City through DocuSign, emails. Then I showed them the debt stacking. They're super excited about this because they were throwing an extra 500 towards their debt, just rounding up all their debt dollars and really have no management of it. And I just showed them how they could take half that money and still pay off everything within a couple of months of what they were going to pay it off if they followed their plan. And it was amazingly uh, it saved them $250 a month, which I could use towards their, because see, if look, they're putting 507 towards their debts. And even if they followed the debt stacking that the thing prepared for them, the difference was 7 months, but I could use $257, Hector. Do you see that? I could use less money, which would allow them to get their life insurance, would allow them to get their other things taken care of. So that was, I showed them a way that they didn't have to spend extra money, Christian. I just wanted them to get moving on it. So we're setting up the emergency fund today. That was 2 apps Friday afternoon, and then Saturday morning.